Welcome back, everyone, to LCS, our Subway Best of 3 sidekick. As we need to talk about some spicy picks, it is Fearless Best of 3. It's not just that, though. It's NACL. We have a lot of unique picks here. Do you see anything fun coming our way? I mean, I'm looking over here. I'm looking at the players. These are a lot of quirky champ pools.
I mean, dude, we just had the two newest champs in the game. And I know they got smashed, but that is kind of fun. Unfortunately, they can't pick them this game. So maybe we go with the true sidekick of Smolder for TL. It's going to be very specific. Smolder for TL. That's my pick. What do you got?
This is a tough one for me because I'm not necessarily going by like any team composition. I'm just going by like my fanboyness. And I got one for each team. For one, Jenkins, it's the Kennen, man. Kennen's always fun.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
You know, if we could see that, or at least some form of AP top laner, I do like it when he's on Rumble as well. Be a lot of fun. But then we go to Shochi. Now, Shochi or Roamer. I'm down for either of them. Roamer has been putting in some pretty good Tristana games. Hasn't won on it yet, but has looked fantastic on the champion nonetheless. Okay. Shochi was an incredible Tristana from last season and even seasons before back on Taco Gaming. Oh, yeah. I would like to see a return, one of them, to grab the Tristana.
He already has a quad on it this year, Shoshi does. I was casting that game, and it was quite the Goomba stomp that he had set up for himself.
So I'd personally love seeing that. I think Tristanas, especially Tristanas who get a little bit more egotistical like Shochi, are a lot of fun to watch. Just the Goomba stomps, the resets, going hard for the kills when, you know, you have that wild turtle energy going into you.
Yeah, I mean, I would love that. So anyway, I think that maybe we see some things like going in. I'd love to see a Tryndamere as well. I know that Shochi likes that one. Be a wild one, but I do want to get into the games here because I think we actually have a lot to talk about in terms of TL and not a lot to talk about in terms of Supernova because TL kind of smashed Supernova in that one and it was clinical, and that is what we have not seen that from TL yet this year. Even the DSG win was kind of sloppy. This was clean. This was clinical. This was the TL that I'm used to seeing in Challengers League.
Yeah. You had mentioned it a little bit earlier before, but Team Liquid, that roster, at least the core of it, was something that back, what was it, 2021, 22, that was taken from 10th place and raised all the way up to first place and becoming 2-time champions. So I have a lot of faith when it comes to this organization. Even though Spawn, you know, congratulations to him, Coach Spawn that is, you know, getting promoted over to being the head of the LCS team. This is still his system that was applied, and now it's Coach Mash taking the reins. I still believe they could take it to that next level and take it to that next caliber.
Yeah, and I mean, we had Spawn on Hotline League this past week with Yawn, who also gave an all-time quote, which if you saw it, it was great. If not, go check it out on Travis Gaffer's channel. But, you know, Spawn still talked about, he's the head coach of the LCS team, but there, just as always, is a close relationship between Team Liquid Challengers and the LCS team. I remember in the past, you know, Blippo was 1v1ing Bradley. That was the case when he was a player and a coach with TL this past year. So, seeing both of them really level up their macro in the same week, I think is really fun and a good story. That Team Liquid, their LCS team, they played fantastic last week. And I think that their macro against C9 in that game was some of the best I've seen out of any team in LCS so far this year. That, like, people will hate on C9 losing that game, whereas I feel like TL will never get enough credit for how well they played that game out in LCS for their win, as it was very clean. This was also very clean from TLC, and I love seeing each team in that TL camp really level up throughout this week.
All right, let's pull up the bans before we get into draft so we know what champions are going to be off the table. Smolder, sorry, you're not going to be played again over on Supernova side. TLC will have that option to take it. I would like to see at least Supernova try and go into some of those fun combos they were doing before, like the Nocturne and Ori, but time will tell. The draft is ready, so we're going to head to that right now and see what game number 2.
Yeah, I will say that something behind the scenes that we haven't mentioned on cast, but some of the diehards at home will appreciate. Nico is disabled at the moment due to a bug. Nico Nocturne and Ori Nocturne are both the combos, so we've kind of seen Ori actually be banned out a little bit more, as Nico is one of the answers to Ori, as you can use Nico to beat Ori early on, especially with something like a Nocturne where each would be contested. So I think the drop of Prio on the Nocturne is very much just because Nico is not available at the moment. But Ori, speaking of that, taken away. And now we'll have to see. I mean, they can't play Smolder on the side of Supernova. Is it good enough where they ban it? Do we see maybe a Milio lane coming out from Spawn or Array? Is there just a Varus deny? No Kennen either for Jenkins. Oh, I think it's first pick Rumble. I think that's it, actually.
I think they're banning out my hopes and dreams. That's what they're doing right now. As a final ban, we're going to see what it is.
That's
Karma, yeah. Very, very strong pick to have. Flexible and brings a lot of shields. Is it that first pick Rumble? Answer's going to be yes, Cubby. You got it right there.
You know, we might only be 2 days into the patch, but sometimes I've still got it. It's been a little bit haywire today. Maokai would be no surprise for Keel. I mean, he was the friend of the forest the last game with Ivern, so we're sticking with the forest theme for Keel. And also, of course, Maokai, we have seen it as a flex pick, on especially on red side, where you can stretch it for the whole draft. But at the moment, you got your wish, Desirux. They deny the Tristana from Shochi, paired up with the Maokai. We expect that to be mid-jungle. Maokai, of course, can be flexed down to support, but we'll see.
Yeah, for Roamer, again, TLC have been having team issues, so when you see Roamer in the lane, when he's trying to outplay in the 1v1, he looks really good then, and that Tristana has definitely shown that as he's been able to get solo kills in the 1v1. Now the response, Kenvi, going to be on the Vi, so get something aggressive going. Something that can really play the map quite early right here. I also like Faisal being on the Rumble in the first place because I believe when he pivots over to AP Champions, he still does very, very well. I mean, his Rumble right now, 2 games played, has a 7.0 KDA, so it's in pretty with that. But here is something that I expect to see out of Supernova because it is wild, it is out there, it is Shochi going on TF.
I've been asking for Twisted Fate. This champion is too good. It has been banned. I've yet to really see it be played. I'm really happy we see some TF right now. And I like the opening draft so far from Supernova. TF with gold cards. If you just play around those cooldowns, it's really easy to play out games later on. And it's something that's very threatening into Tristana as well. Of course, you can buff with the gold cards, but going up against this plus Vi as a champ uniquely can stick to Tristana. Just given that unstoppable, the R, you have to wait to burn your R is Tristana until Vi lands, so she has to connect with you, or you have to use it to cancel the Q. And there's like a fun mini game where, like, if you do that, can Vi still get the R off to like actually get to Tristana anyway? It's something that definitely is unique lockdown with that and TF. It's going to be a difficult game for Roamer to pilot already. Vi will have the ability to pressure the Maokai, especially with the help of a Rumble lane who has pushed as well. So I like the opener so far for Supernova.
And once you get into the teamfight phase, that cease and desist means that you're going to have that Tristana locked down for a little bit. It's not just TF and Vi that take advantage of that. It's also Rumble, who can drop an equalizer well placed. And of course, equalizers can just decimate squads when it comes to mid-game fights.
I mean, there are a lot of things that are off the table here for TLC. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a Jinx Thresh lane coming in. I know that's like sounds wild and it's really deprioritized, but there's no Varus available. Aphelios Lucian off the table. We got to reach for something. It's going to be a Zeri lane coming in.
And she did just get a buff. I'm trying to remember where I saw it. Was it on this patch did she get a buff? Or I could have sworn she just got a buff.
I got this patch up.
Okay, pull
she
it
did.
up.
She did.
Okay, I was right. Was it an 80 buff?
Control F this. Yeah. Well, all right. Well, what do we got here for
80
Zeri?
Buff?
Yeah, she got 380, and the cooldown on her R went from 100 seconds to 80. That's pretty significant, actually. So she can kind of spam it in lane. Interesting. Okay.
Completely crazy right here, but my word, we have a long-range bot lane and an instant response to the Blitzcrank as well.
Love that from Kim Down. I think Blitz is really strong this game. TF also telegraphs where he's going, so if you can hit a frame-perfect rocket grab on TF when he does connect. I think that Blitz has the potential to wreak some havoc in this one. We'll have to be a little bit careful, though, because TF and Lux each setting up for Caitlyn. We haven't seen a lot of Caitlyn, as it is a lane where you have to win, you have to smash, you have to be playing from ahead as Caitlyn in order for this to be successful. But Kate's ability to play off of gold cards and the Lux lockdown to connect with those traps and to get that big burst damage that you need for Kate to be effective. A lot of tools for Array to set up around that. I want to see if you can cash that in this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of synergies coming out from Supernova, and I absolutely love that because it's going to work well in their skirmish. I want to see how Shochi is going to use this Destiny Gate, how he's going to move around this map, how he wants to try and take down TLC, because, again, this is still a tough squad that you're facing right now. I mean, depending on how you actually do play this, I really do love the Blitzcrank. I really do love what it can do here.
I do too.
It can flip so much into TLC's favor as we hit the Rift.
No, I think that's a great call. I really like it into this lane because, in a way, with Blitz, you're sneaky tanky. Given your passive, the shield is rather large. And if you actually want some good tech on Blitzcrank, you can build something like Frozen Heart, which contributes to your mana pool, and therefore the shield in the bot lane as well. I think Zeke's will be an item that we could see Kim go to. I know not Frozen Heart this game, but you know that's for the solo queue special tech later on in SRX, you know, as that item's too OP. We must highlight it.
So as we head into game number 2, this is TLC at match point right now. If they get this win, they're able to effectively double wins on the season, and this is something that TLC desperately need. We need to see a late season boost coming out from this squad, because expectations were definitely a little bit higher as we started the season.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I will say that I had TLC and Supernova ranked 2 and 3 respectively. And TLC has not looked like a top 3 team. And again, I hold my LCS affiliate squads to a higher expectation because these squads will get first pick when it comes to players. And I think that matters a lot. Like they get first dibs, they have more support, they should be able to perform better than some of the teams in the league. Hasn't been the case for TLC so far, but I will say game 1, that was a fantastic look from them. That's what I expect. That's above expectations, especially given what I've seen recently from TLC. So as Kim Down was talking about, whatever that process is behind the scenes seems to be starting to go in TLC's favor. Really good look. See if they can do it again in game 2.
Yeah, I had talked with Kim Down, and I had asked him stuff related to what Beatdown had asked Kiel before about the language barrier and how it is like kind of nestling in with Roamer and getting the squad together. Kim Down definitely did seem a little bit more optimistic than Kiel did, and that was a week later with play. That's after they had gotten their win with DSG. So still very high hopes, I feel like, coming out from that player, and still I have high hopes for this team as well.
All right, so a couple things. A, I want to credit Kim Down. He connected a hook, and that's a good trade, so they already got the pot out of array in the bot side. That's really big for this lane, because now next hook, he can really pressure. Second off, TF has seen a lot of changes, not in this patch, but the last. The D-Blade start is standard. I've mostly been seeing D-Blade with Fleet, actually, to get out of some lane phase, but with PTA, that's an interesting one from Shochi, because another change they made to TF is that you can reset your auto-attack animation when you do lock in your card. So, like, if you're able to auto, then card, and then auto again, you can proc PTA. And I haven't seen it a lot yet, but I can see the theory, and I'm wondering if this ends up working out for him.
It'd be a little tricky, no? Especially if you're trying to get the gold card specifically.
Yeah, but you should be able to get a card off if it's gold or red. So you have 2 options, as Roamer's just going to take his free trade and get out. Heel's here too, he showed. And Jenkins has a New Year timer, so he's here as well, and Shochi, uh-oh. Oh,
Shochi has to flash away because Jenkins shows up from the river. It was a pinch from Jenkins and Kiel.
I mean, something, again, I'm going to relate TL LCS. Impact is the best top laner using Udyr timers. Like, his timers on Udyr have been so good at impacting the map, and this is one of them. You push 3 waves and you just go roam. That's not being respected by Shochi. It's a free flash. That's a big deal, because now really easy for the Maokai and Tristana to pressure that TF.
Yeah. And it's easy for Jenkins to get back and catch the wave before it crashes into the towers. You can see right there. Really good timing on that roam. And going to reap the benefits of it. You're going to have a flashless TF in the mid lane.
Yeah, and for me, this is the real power of Udyr. It's, yeah, like in low-range comps, you team fight really effectively. Turtle stance with the Canik Rooker, like how they interact is super OP for Udyr. He abuses the 2 best tank items in the game really well right now, but also he has so much pressure early, you get bonus windows that really no one else in the game can unlock. So good to see Jenkins try to cash in on one of those. Now, we're going to fight an Empowered Rumble.
Yeah, the overheat means that those autos really do a lot of damage, and Jenkins, he's lucky that flamethrower timed out.
I mean, we're abusing second wind right now rather well, and he's going to have help from Kiel. He is close to level 5, so I think that's why he's sticking around. Yeah, he's going to proc that, and with Kiel showing here, should be able to get the wave in safely. So Jenkins playing on a knife's edge, but still calculating enough to make sure he's good to go.
Well played by Jenkins. We'll be able to get that recall. See if Faisal will look for the interrupt right here just to be a little bit of a menace. Yeah, there it is. Jenkins wasting a little bit more time. All that said, it's still priority towards the side of the map for TLC, so Kiel will start up the Void Grubs.
And when you have Udyr, you get grubs. And that is why Jenkins is going to force this TP back, even with his wave being in a bad state, that he wants Kiel to take these immediately, because at the moment, Kenvi is not on the map to respond with the Dragon, and Array and Diamond have yet to reset, so they want that reset in before they can try and match to get that Dragon on the other side, which gives TLC the option to try and contest both. I don't think that's going to be the case, as Kate Luck's really tough to fight early against them, and they should have the priority to take this Dragon, but still that Grub and take it on time. Really nice for Kill, set up the map really nicely. He's able to get the rest of his camps to work his way down, and this is a good start for TLC.
Good start for TLC. Great time to grab the grubs. TLC did try, and Romer in particular did try and put a ward out to spot where Kenvi was going. Specifically for that Dragon, Kenvi took a route to not get spotted by that ward, so not exactly going to have the timer of when this Dragon was started up. Now Diamond getting into position to make sure Kenvi is going to take this without issue.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a good trade coming from each of our teams here. Kenvi, of course, the Vi uniquely. Very strong at taking Dragon early on with the denting blows. Does really good work into the Dragon. Kenvi will be spotted taking the bot crab as Kim Down makes his way back over.
Kim Down spotting out Kenvi. Has to dodge away from all these skill shots, and there's only so many you can get away from. Wow. First Blood's going over to Diamond.
You know, I will say I was throwing a curveball there. We zoomed in on the Blitzcrank, and I thought he was just trying to dodge out the Vi, and then, you know, Kate Bucks, they have perma prio. You got to respect that. Not respected by Kim Down, and he falls.
In which every single direction, Lucid Singularity, Light Binding, Hilt over Peacemaker. Got to dodge the whole kitchen sink, and now in trouble is going to be the bottom lane for TLC. On takes a little bit of damage, and the oppression that this Kate Lux does bring really starting to show off. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Shochi gets jumped on. Here comes the flash from Kill right underneath the tower, able to take down the Twisted Fate.
That's what I was talking about, getting the flash out, and that's the value of Jenkins and that roam being cashed in really nicely there from TLC. Good team play from them.
Flamethrower, as well as the Equalizer, going to be used. Ghost popped by Jenkins to get some extra space. The Flamethrower ticking away. Harpoon does land, but Jenkins, he doesn't mind. He will just auto up that health. He's already healing up perfectly fine.
Yeah, he has the magic resist and also has the turtle stance to make sure he's good to go. As Romer, he might go down here.
Destiny Gate into the mid lane. Kenvi's going to flash forward, and Romer falls. A very quick gank coming out from Supernova.
Still, I mean, that TF ult isn't used for a ton, and oh boy, well, that's why it's PT. Oh, whoa, okay, we got 350,000 followers. I wasn't aware of that. Cool, thanks, guys. Appreciate your support, Challengers League. Also, to everyone watching and following and tuning in, if you do drop a prime or drop a sub, those proceeds go directly towards our teams and players as they get a big cut. So, I know, speaking with Maryville this past year, they said it nearly paid for half of their team's travel, and that's really significant. Just to put in perspective, you know, how much these teams can benefit off that. So, with a lot of the other teams, of course, it's going towards the players themselves. So, definitely support Challengers League. Appreciate all you guys watching. Where was I, Deserex?
Well, TF. Cubby.
It's ADTF, man. It's full ADTF.
You forgot to mention one more thing on top of that. It's you benefit from subbing because you also get the emotes as well.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, the emotes
don't forget the emotes. They're very important.
Emotes are pretty sweet. Also, shout out to our observer. Because it's ADTF, we actually don't have any points doubled in Q. That's a bit curious. So trying to avoid abuse the E and those passives just cycling out for Shochi. And this is interesting. I've mostly seen like a hybrid TF where it's still mostly been like Witchbane and then maybe an RFC in there to just extend the range. Or like Static Shiv to help with push. I haven't seen this being rushed. It looks to be a Kraken Slayer.
So Shochi gonna go for this route at least.
You're gonna be trying to shred.
Yeah. And it has me a little bit worried, at least with the way things have been going in the mid lane thus far. I think Romer has shown that he's one of the more superior laners. I mentioned that earlier. He has some of the best laning stats, but the only person who really holds a candle to him is Quad. You know, he's got his countrymen also really holding down just how good both of them can be in the mid lane.
I gotta say, I think Quad has been like arguably the best player in the league so far. He's been an absolute beast. It's been really good to see Romer stepping up, not just as individual. We know that Romer has some lane, or can lane, but good to see more cohesive play from Romer across the map. As he's going to get involved, help this jungler take the grubs, and then run away from Kenvi.
Kenvi will finish up the rest of the grubs. And a nice little escort coming out from Romer, roaming away with
that's big though. Supernova got 2 grubs, so it denied the 5 or 6 stack from TLC here.
So good timing. Sometimes it's not even that you need to get the grubs for yourself. It's more about the denial than anything else, and that's exactly what Kill and Romer were able to do.
Moment, still kind of a quiet map. Supernova do have a slight gold lead. I think I'm curious to see what happens with this next TF port, because first TF port, it was more of an answer kill, and that's a big cooldown and a very powerful ultimate. You're trying to get a little bit more than a 1-for-1 overall from those, especially with now this ADTF. I guess we have the potential to fight a little bit more early with this Kraken Slayer now being completed. It's not like a Rod where you're trying to scale. It's going to be quite a bit of damage coming out from Chochi.
A lot of paper cuts. Better to see that attack speed starting to add up. But with that priority that you still have coming from the Kate and Lux lane in the bottom, as well as Shochi, who's ramping up with the attack speed, Supernova feel like they can go straight for this dragon. Kill out of position, gets caught out. Final spark, gonna meet. Romer gets caught as well. Wrong spot to be, and just like that, Supernova grabbed 2 unanswered kills.
I mean, the flash follow from Diamond, that really spells out how confident Supernova feel with this TF. And now we have a port going down. Shochi's not done.
Destiny Gate, they're able to get it onto Kim Down, and Kim Down gets dropped. Supernova 3K lead. They don't stop reaping the rewards. They'll get a dragon on top of it.
All right, I got to say, we got Kangas out of here, and we might get a 3-game series, Deserex. You could be the good luck charm. Supernova's trying to be as clean as TLC were in the last game with this one.
Rub my head.
I think Keel stepping up and trying to contest that dragon was errant from him, just because they had all the tools available on the side of Supernova. So, I mean, him stepping up, it can be, I mean, he immediately goes. Joji's like, yep, this is free. They land everything on him. He melts. And then Romer, he's trying to flash to get the knockback from Kenby, but he never got his R off. The DPS coming out of the Kraken Slayer ADTF was too much. He never got the R off. He had it available. If he was able to get auto R, maybe gets the reset, able to jump away. Not the case. And then Shochi's like, hey, man, we got 2. Might as well continue the trend. Just port down on bot and get another. He's got his flash up. Might need it as he is under pressure mid, potentially.
When that ultimate is up, pretty easy to overextend. Now Kim Down gets the hook onto Kenby, but he's the one that's in a world of trouble. Diamond goes on a killing spree. The chase onto Romer once more. Array's able to land those autos. Keel trying to play the defense. Here comes Spawn over the wall. Will pop the ultimate. Gets away from Kenby. Romer still falls, though. Array's going to pay. And now with the drop of Spawn, it is all Supernova. Ultimate used, but it's for a disengage. Supernova take the win.
Dude, this TF is doing so much damage. You're able to rotate out these E's. He has so much attack speed early on from what he's been leveling in his kit, as he doesn't have any points into Q. It's all about the E and the W. The E's maxed by now. Oh, no, the W's maxed. I mean, these cards and the passes he has on the E, the amount of attack speed you're able to pick up, he's proccing Kraken multiple times in these fights. It's too much, man. This is really oppressive.
I wouldn't expect it from anyone else but Shochi. Yeah. I mean, Shochi, he played like, what, 20-something, 25 unique champions last year. He has one of the deepest champion pools you could possibly have. He was the player I was most excited about going into Fearless Draft.
He picked so many champions that he locked in Katarina, and we didn't know if that was a mistake or not. It was a mistake, but we didn't know. You know, I think that says a lot.
Shows you how wild Shochi can be. Now Kenby is setting up over down here in the bottom lane. It's a battle for vision. Spawn and Kim Down going to be in the area. Rotating around, Diamond does have Array freed up, taking over this quadrant of the jungle of TLC.
Rising focus first on Lux. That item actually saw some significant changes, so I think they buffed it up rather nice. I like that pick from Diamond, of course. It still does the same thing, but they lowered the range it takes for it to proc. I think it's at 700 now, so it's really easy for Lux to get the benefits of that, especially given that she has 2 abilities that can slow or immobilize someone.
Gil getting collapsed on. Here comes Kenby. Hops right onto him. Cease and desist is available, but there's not enough backup from Supernova just yet to commit for the kill. And he wants it to be on Romer. Romer's able to rocket jump away. Now Kenby's in a bad way. He will go underneath the tower, take down the tower, and walk away. He will survive. Rocket jump comes through. Shochi thinking about the Destiny Gate, but there's 4 members of TLC there. Would be too damn risky. I still can't believe Kenby survived.
I can't either, and I love this play from Shochi too. He just understands that as this TF, he has so much pressure that he's able to put down. And I also want to give some props over to Faisal. I've seen a lot of Udyr Rumble in North America. I haven't seen a lot of Rumble actually beat the Udyr. Whereas over in the LPL, it's like pretty consistent that Rumble's able to win. Faisal's making it happen up in this top lane with how he's been able to play things out. So I do want to give some deserved credit to him. This is about the point of the game where Udyr starts to come back. This Kanik Rookern is just a little bit too much. But Shochi might actually take this tower down. Nope, he's not going to stick around. Man, this is going to be a tough game for TLC to win. I think that Shochi, all these gold cards, and his ability to kind of hold the line, going to make things really difficult for TLC.
This was a nice fight right here. Kenvi, he saved the ultimate for Roamer. But Roamer's still really good at getting that buffer timing. Overall, I can't believe Kenvi survives this. Just punches the tower and walks away.
Oh my god. I mean, that's criminal. That was close. I do want to credit Roamer. He had a nice buffer there. He was able to get an auto R and a W off while the stun was incoming. That's he would have liked to do that earlier, where he might have been able to trade back a kill around that dragon. Not the case, and we return to the map. Another tower falls in favor of Supernova Desrex, and it's a 6K gold lead.
I was going to say, he can't keep getting away with plays like this. Beatdown, I know you're watching right now. We cast a game together where he had a very faulty engage in the bottom lane, gets away with just a slither of health. Beatdown's like, don't congratulate that. That wasn't a good play. He got lucky. I kind of felt that way about this last play as well. Barely able to get up by the skin of his teeth, and things might get a little tough right here when you're underneath the tower, but still able to find Kim down. It's going to cost the jungler not the most worth trade for Supernova. Now here comes Roamer on the flank. Out comes the equalizer kill, going for the chase onto Diamond. Will be able to claim the kill onto him, but Shochi is still alive, and Udyr is headed for the hills. Jenkins gets stunned up by the gold card, and Shochi keeps bringing it. Array will pray down, but not take down Roamer. Supernova with the lead.
It's kind of hard to beat Udyr when someone has got a gold card coming at you every few seconds, as Jenkins just got melted. Supernova, I love this draft from them. I think that the use of TF here, this is why I've been wanting to see TF. I think it's really creative. Now, we have a Rage Blade coming in from TF, so we're going to have the E can double proc now, and he'll get more E's up with this item. As of course, Rage Blade, turn to the old item to see every 3 auto attacks. He's got an E available instead of 4 once he gets that stacking. And Supernova, they take Soul Point. Ocean Soul, not the best roll for them, but they're going to take it either way. TLC, they get a bounty, but still very far behind and very difficult for them to win this game.
It's still nice that you got it on Roamer, you got it on the Tristana. You want this Tristana to get towards the late game, get more range, become that attack damage carry. Thing is, if you ever get isolated, Shochi's quick to jump on you. And I have a feeling we're going to have a battle of the sieges, especially in the side lanes. Shochi gets to a side lane, he'll destroy a tower pretty fast. Same thing with Roamer.
Man, honestly, this series has been all of a sudden kind of fun, because, you know, I was like, game one's like the boring palette cleanser, you know, where TLC just kind of out macros them and gets them that way. And now this game, Supernova, I really like their draft. I think that they got ahead and they're executing it really well. And we could get to an actual fun 3-game series here for our conclusion, Desrex. As,
TLC are closing in on Shochi
Australian
right now.
style.
They want to get him. This should be an easy pickup right now. Down a man's going to be Supernova. Will they go after Kenvi? Ultimate's going to be used. There comes Sophisticated Advance. Kenvi is isolated. Even with the ultimate coming out, you're not really going to find anything. Roamer gets low. Out comes the equalizer, and Roamer dies. Able to stay alive. It's going to be Kenvi. Turns it around onto Kim down. Here comes Faisal. Flamethrower burning away. Kill headed away. Here it comes Faisal with the fury. Will burn them all down. A triple kill for Array.
Man, the only magic damage that Supernova has, you know what? They got a Lux. Anyway, screw that. Faisal, either way, he's dropping the red carpet for TLC. As they're like, hey, you're on our side of the map, little Australian lanes. Welcome. As he burns into a crisp.
And uneven match. They got Shochi before the fight began. They were even able to isolate Kenvi. Supernova's just too damn strong at this point, especially when Faisal joins the battle and does that.
Jeez. I mean, Faisal had a really nice ultimate in the fight we saw mid, where he was able to drop it. I like that red side mid outer, but this one catches all 4 beautifully. I mean, I think Kenvi went in a little bit too early here. He doesn't necessarily have his team yet. Diamond hits a nice combo. We're trying to blow out the Cape Bullet, which hit bends around Roamer, and then the equalizer is just perfect. And Faisal, I don't think he can play this fight out much better. And he overheats at the perfect time, just DPS's Spawn and Jenkins down as well. Absolute menace on this Rumble. Really turning the tides, making sure that Supernova stays ahead by a long shot in this game. AK Gold in their advantage, and no signs of slowing down.
Maybe there was a slither of a better chance that Kate Alton bend the bullet like that, but goodness gracious, this is absolute domination coming out from Supernova. AK in the lead, 2 minutes before Dragon Soul does spawn. Baron on the table, and it seems like Supernova are going to play towards that side of the map.
Baron now on the menu. I mean, Supernova, honestly, they can play to this side, but then they can kind of seesaw the map back in their favor if they want to go to the Dragon. I mean, they can do whatever they want at this point. This TF's way too far ahead. It's going to be really tough to deal with him, not to mention everyone else. Faisal also, I mean, you saw the damage Faisal was able to do in that last fight. That is some good Rumble play. And he's doing it into a very strong Rumble player in Jenkins as well. So, very, very good game from Faisal.
Supernova set up, they find kill, Equalizer goes down, kill's burning. He's able to get the Twisted Advance, now Kenvy's in a bad spot.
Oh.
Ooh, Vault Breaker gets him away from the rest of TLC. Close situation for Kenvy, he'll survive by the skin of his teeth.
He actually snuck in a Sundered Sky auto attack that saved him in the back half. So, overall, I think Supernova's okay with that. Just given... Okay, there weren't any sums burned. All right, it was a fun fight, you know? We wait for the cooldowns to get back up when we think about Dragon.
Equalizer just 1/3 of the way down. That's how short the cooldown has gotten. So yeah, you can pretty much wait that one out. Teleport's available. Faisal's going to go to the bottom lane. Shochi can go wherever he wants. He's got his Destiny Gate. And really, Supernova can play this map and set it up in their favor. And thought they were going for an attempt for the Baron right there, but not want to take it right now. Still needing the setup from Faisal over in the bottom lane.
Deep breath here. See where Supernova deploy on the map. Faisal did fix that bot lane, so they have that whole pocket to play with, and they should be able to catch mid and force their way in. I really don't see a way that TLC comes back from this one. I think that Blitzcrank, maybe if he hits a God Hook. He does have the damage amp from behind, which I have been seeing some support start to go. Just to like try and pray for a one-shot, like knowing that you're going to be mincemeat. But if I can get, an extra, 10% damage on someone from like the rest of the team, maybe it's doable. And wow, okay, it's actually just going to be dropped. We have a Roamer TPing bots, which means that we have a trade.
Yeah. This should be a really fast Baron as well. I mean, you got two auto attackers coming through. You denied the Dragon Soul, but you gave Baron up completely for free. And you still have those teleports. Supernova can play the side lanes. It can play them incredibly aggressive now.
It's a trade. It's not a great trade, but it was a trade. That's right.
Great deal.
Trade you Ocean and Bounty or Baron. Whatever else you get from the Baron.
And your base.
And 2 inners, from the looks of things.
Possibly a little bit more as that Destiny Gate eyeballing.
Yeah, that was nice. Spawn actually dashed forward, and they thought the Spawn might engage, or they might actually look mid, so they did bait that out of Shochi. Still, this will be the inners falling, as there's nothing that TLC can really stop this.
Gold lead continues to balloon. A Baron buff grab, that's 10.5k. Came down a little bit too late right now as the Baron-empowered recalls get Supernova back to safety. And they'll make some of those final purchases. They look to contest for another siege. They still haven't taken down inhibitor towers just yet. They haven't gotten that far, but they have a lot of range. This is a pretty good comp for sieging.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I don't really know how TLC plays their way out of this one. I think that in the end, Supernova, they ended up having 2 winning lanes, and once they turn mid lane in favor of TF, it's really tough to play it out from here. So, you can see TL, I mean, they're looking for Blitz hooks at this point. Maybe they find someone if they hit the ward. Kenby, you can see, as being a little bit wary of it. This is really what TLC is relegated to trying and doing.
Yeah, the Lucent Singularity provides some vision for Diamond to use to try and look over the wall to scout out for where this Blitzcrank is. You can see it being utilized right there. But waves getting pushed both mid and bottom.
Dude, not only every stun card will stun you, but now you get to be in a slow field too from Shochi.
just the tank. Now here comes the hook going in. It's going to be Kenvi. Kim Down's getting low. Final Spark goes out. Already one going to fall on the side of TLC, and Supernova can continue the siege.
Still a really clean game coming out from Supernova. Kenvi does have to flash out there, but was able to go unstoppable. Ends up connecting and finding the kill and escaping as the flash comes out.
Ooh, Roamer tries to get it, but the light binding stops him. Same deal for Jenkins. Has to walk over to the respawn to heal back up. Now the siege is going to start up again. You got the long range. You got an auto-attacking TF, so this turret is not long for this world.
Man, what is it with Shochi and our AD splitters, you know? He's got the Tristana. He's got the Tryndamere. He's got
Akshan.
the Twisted Fate. He's got the Akshan. Well, hey, that one doesn't start with a T, you know? We're going to have to... When's Shochi going to play Trundle? That's the real question.
I'll ask him.
You got to add to the pool.
I fully believe at some point.
No, Twitch. We need Twitch. We need mid-Twitch to complete the AD split pushers that start with T. That's always missing.
Just going for the T. I think you go for the whole champion pool, man. I think you go for all the champions in League of Legends.
That's true. I mean, if anyone's going to side quest hunt, I would expect it to be Shochi.
And, I mean, for Shochi as well, he was saying, like, this is one of the final years for him. He's going to put his all into this to try and make it onto that big stage. And, I mean, so far, pulling out champions like this and still having pretty clean performances with them. Oh, he didn't even need to engage. Over the wall, they'll grab it.
Wow, I mean, that is just the orbital strike comp coming out. As Faisal lays out the red carpet to follow up on the Q from Diamond. That's going to be enough to break the base, as Kim Down, he is a support, but he is a big threat against what Supernova wants to do. And we're just going to continue pushing forward. Kenvi, oh boy.
Go Kenvi, sees assist, able to land on the kill. Spawn trying to hide behind the jungler, but Kill will stay alive, burning down his Jenkins. Will get the big shield. Stays up, Ray posturing up, will go into the face of Roamer and take him down. Shochi goes in with the Destiny Gate, and those are two marksmen you once had, now gone in the blink of an eye. But the same thing gets returned by Kim Down's hook. Shochi's low, Supernova still sieging for the end.
Well, they at least got one inhibitor down. They do not stay for the turret, though. They are a bit low, and I will say that Ocean Soul is spawning in 20 seconds. I don't know if TLC can get out of the base and actually contest. I think we're just kind of waiting for the end. This is like one of those dinner's over, but I haven't gotten the check yet situations.
And now they brought the check. Ah, wait. You got to split it. We have 4 ways, please.
That's expensive check. Okay, Kim Down.
Oh. Yeah, and there we go again. Not again.
No.
Nuclear launch detected, and down goes Kim Down once more.
Oh wait, we want dessert. No check yet. You must pick up Ocean Soul.
What flavor? It's like blueberry.
I mean, it's gotta be like a fancy tuna because it's ocean, you know, comes from the sea.
Fancy tuna ice cream.
I mean, that's usually an appetizer, though. I will say it's a killing appetizer. I've had raw tuna served on, like, a really hot stone brick, and then you cook the tuna on the brick with a honey mustard mayo. I'm getting hungry. This is a problem. It was really tasty.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. That sounds a little pretentious.
It is. I mean, it was for a birthday dinner. It was very fancy. Okay, so, but yeah, it was pretty lit. I love how you called it pretentious. I mean, I think it's pretentious that Supernova haven't ended yet, you know? Come on, get in there at this point.
Well, Eel is on the menu right now. I guess that's what I'm going to call Baron right now.
So, all right.
Supernova. They just want the final little check out of the box, you know, take 2 Barons. Take it as safe as you can. Make sure the checks are lined up.
It's pretty safe.
You got to take the bathroom break now over there.
It's pretty safe. Oh, man. Well, what else is going on, Deathrex? What side quest can we hunt for in this game while we watch this one end?
I don't know. Kim Down hook?
Kill a minute. Get a kill a minute.
I don't know. I want to see Kim Down Blitzcrank. I want to see him hook someone. Hook a Ray. When there's a will, there's a Ray.
That's a good one. All right, inhibitor taken again. They can go the bot inhibitor. They're gonna get all 3 here for free. TLC. Okay, here we go. Is their attempt?
Oh, here comes. Shochu able to flash out. Gold card right on him down. Here comes the equalizer. And here comes the end. His name is Faison. He's burning down TLC. I guess we're having horse for dinner this time because Supernova are cooking TLC. They'll take down Nexus Tower number 1, Nexus Tower number 2, and they'll take us to game number 3, Cubby.
Oh, it was a fun one. Supernova, I mean, props to each of our teams here. I think that they each played out a really solid early game, leaning into what their comp wants to do. I know that we were kind of joking at the end that Supernova was taking a while to end, but they were making sure that they checked all the boxes. You can easily break TF Kate Lux with a Blitz Hook, as you highlighted. So, giving TLC no chance to come back, they paid off the early game, and finally we get a fun 3-game series. We just had to kick out Kangas, and then we get to have some fun here. Get to go to 3 Desrex.
Telling you, man, just rub my head and all your dreams will come true, Cubby. On that note, I want a game 3, and that's where we're headed. So we're going to throw it a short break. When we return, we'll get into our final game of the day between Team Liquid Honda Challengers and Supernova.
They said it couldn't be done. They said the world would never accept a cookie this long. Or a churro, and probably not a pretzel either. They also said, under no circumstances should those really long and delicious treats be wildly affordable. To which we said, but we already made them. And they are. Introducing the incredible new foot-long sidekicks. Get one at Subway today.
I would do full Fearless LCS, not even the NACL Fearless, like both teams can't play the champ.
I don't know. I think it's in a good state right now. I'm liking the format and the games on the weekends.
Take the free money, I chill, and I listen to the people. You know, I'll be a good commissioner.
I'm adding Duo Q back to Masters, GM, and Challenger to revive the social aspect of this game. I have no idea, but I'm sure I would have the power to do that, so I'm going to.
I think I just throw everything out the window, honestly. Like, go full Fearless Draft in LCS or something. Yeah, just try and, like, make some waves.
Not too much I can say without breaking some friendships. We'll see what happens.
Definitely makes you have to think a little bit differently. Obviously, the champs you just picked are not available anymore, so the next game has to be different.
It's interesting because you're still going to play like the meta champs, and only if it goes to game 3 does it really feel like you have to pull something out of your pocket.
I've always had like a pretty solid champion pool. I think that I kind of have more of an advantage.
The one weird thing of Fearless is maybe flex pick value is slightly lower than it used to be. For example, Karma's buffed. If you pick it support, you can't play it mid or top or whatever in the next games. It takes getting used to, but I think once people get used to it, it's good changes.
Fearless is cool. A couple of players that are just 2 tricks, 1 trick, so it makes them a bit out of their comfort zone. For me, I play every champ, so I don't care.
I really wish if it was Fearless, it would be both sides have the Fearless. You know, if one side picks a champ, both teams can't play it. But I think so far it's pretty decent.
For our first match, I meditated with JJ, our assistant coach, and Daption and Lens. I think that is going to be my new pre-game routine.
I always take some time to like step away, either like headphones completely off, like deafened, some meditation and like closing my eyes and like focusing.
My pre-game routine is definitely to eat like a really good breakfast, play a couple solo queue games before, and then kind of just relax for maybe 20-30 minutes before the match. 1
or 2 solo queue games into LOL dodge game, controlling a little character in like 2D screen where projectiles are flying at you. It's basically like gets your hands warm, and then like a lot of water.
Some teams they have like workout in the morning, some teams they have like stretches before matches, some teams, for example in C9 we always walked for like an hour at home, so I don't know what I'm gonna do honestly. Play in the ARM or something. Usually the ARMs are the key to victory.
First thing is I'll eat. It can't be like too soon, but it also can't be like too far from your match, or else you might get like hungry towards the end of it. I take a cold shower, dunk my face in like ice water pretty much, warm up my hands under like hot water or like warm water, and then finally I have like an energy drink. I like doing aim labs actually, like there's a few like exercises in there that are good for league. I stick to that every single match.